a special day. A special day, you may ask why. Well, let me just take the first word out of that phrase, special day, and replace it with the word race. Race day. Yeah. And a good Saturday to you. Welcome to Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live. Brought to you by Cocopah Casino and by 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating. Racing Radio here on Outlaw Country AM 1400. I'm your host, Mike Stanhope, and thank you for joining us today. Revving up for racing tonight, round number 13 of the 2013 Cocopah Speedway Racing Series. Also, race number 3 in the Cocopah Speedway Fall Series. All 5 local divisions will be in action tonight. The Napa Auto Parts Factory Stocks, the IMCA Northern Sport Mods, the Fisher Automotive Street Stocks, the Pro Stocks, and the IMCA Modifieds. Lots to talk about in today's show. That will also include a visit with one of the men making a big mark in the IMCA Northern Sport Mods. Holtville's Chris Toth, driver of the number 57 CT, is set to join us for some race talk and a look at his race season so far, which includes a couple of trips to Victory Lane. First, though, a final look back at last week's Cocopah Speedway Racing Series action. The evening last Saturday getting off to a somber start as the Yuma and Imperial racing community, indeed the Cocopah Speedway family, said goodbye to a treasured member, the Racing Rogers family, doing a lap of honor for the recently departed Vicki Rogers, who passed away a week ago last Monday. Racing with a heavy heart on Saturday night, Yuma's Ty Rogers, Vicki's son, raced off to take the feature win in the IMCA Northern Sport Mod.
Yeah, it was a good way to end the week. I mean, I had, roughest week of my life, so just glad, I wanted to win, I think, this weekend more than I have ever wanted to. And, we went out there and did what I wanted to do. And
Rogers also claimed victory in his earlier heat. Yuma's Miles Morris in the number 3 and Timmy Reese in the number 38 finished second and third to round out that Northern Sport Mod feature. Next up, the Napa Auto Parts Factory Stocks, where emotions were also flowing, but this time for the joy of a homecoming. Bullhead City's Michael Laura driving the number 11 took the victory. Laura, a Somerton native, had recently moved to Bullhead on a job promotion. That race last Saturday was his first time back. Laura got to the lead when early leader Jordan White slowed with engine trouble, and Laura then just tried to keep it steady in rolling to the race win.
Yeah, I mean, it was so unexpected, and you're going so fast, you can't remember everything, but just like Adolfo said, to finish a race, you must finish first, so that's how we do it.
Laura there referring to some help before the race from Adolfo Noriega, who'd identified and helped to fix a problem with the harmonic dampener in Laura's factory stock before racing began. Alpine's Wayne Brabello took the second finishing spot in the factory stocks, with Yuma's Craig Evers rounding out the top 3. We move on now to the full-blown IMCA Modifieds, where Imperial's Lance Maury in the 19 SB looked to be on his way to an easy win, only to see the motor in his car give up 3 laps from the end. Poised to take advantage, Madeira's Jeff Streeter in the 1J, and Streeter was able to hold on for the win.
Thanks. It's a good thing Maury pulled off, so I don't think I would have had anything for him, but the car was good. He was a little bit better.
Looked like you were able to run pretty much where you wanted to run. You had a heck of a battle going, though, with the number 17 in Malloy as well.
Yeah, the car was better on the high side, but I kept screwing up the entry into one with that hole, and then he'd get a pretty good run on me, but if I hit the marks right, I was just faster on the high side than on the bottom.
Malloy, in turn, held on for that second spot, with Imperial Steve McCullough in the number 15 taking third. Next, we move into the Fisher Automotive Street Stocks, where 3 cars, the number 90 of Joey Essery, the number 96 of Jared Hall, and the number 81 of Brawley Stephen Daffern, all diced it out early. Essery holding the lead to lap number 7, where Daffern made his move and then motored off to the win.
That was an awesome track and an awesome race to run. That was the hardest race we ran all year. And I want to, put this on to my niece. She's in the hospital right now. She couldn't be here. She used my lucky charm for all the wins. So, but I got my daughter here tonight. She's asleep already, but it was fun.
Not only fun, but also somewhat exhausting. As Daffern noted, he really had to push it.
We ran the car a lot harder tonight. I mean, that's the hardest we ran the car tonight. The track was just that good. It was just a flat out, horsepower track.
As noted, SRE in the number 90 was on Daffern's tail throughout and held on for that second spot, with Alpine's Mike Harlan in the third spot, Hall in fourth, and Chula Vista's Manny Baldivias taking fifth. And finally, the Cocopah Speedway Pro Stocks, where Yuma's Joe Haynes in the number 17Z got to the front early and raced on to the win.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It was a good race. The track was excellent. The car was just hooked up fast.
And hooked up on the high groove as well, where Haynes was one of just a handful of drivers to make that high line commitment.
There was a low side, but my car, it was just hooked up on the high side. It was a rocket ship on the high side, so I didn't really think I needed the low side. But there was low, but not for us.
Haynes there in victory lane. Yuma's Frankie Rascone in the number 8 was coming fast at the end, but wound up second, with Yuma's Brett Samala taking the third spot in the feature. Well, setting up for race action tonight at Cocopah Speedway. Again, round 13 of the Cocopah Speedway Racing Series, race number 3 in the Cocopah Speedway Fall Series. And let's set you up with the points here briefly. First of all, in the Napa Auto Parts Factory Stocks for the season-long track championship, Miles Morris remains your leader, with Rick Hibbard in the 2 spot. Jason Bashir's sitting third. Alpine's Wayne Rebello in fourth, and Jordan White rounding out the top 5. Looks a little bit different for the Fall Series championship, where Wayne Rebello is your points leader in the Fall Series. Morris in the number 2 position. San Diego's Mike Rebello sitting third, with Yuma's Brian Johnson in the 4 position, and Craig Evers rounding out your top 5. Next up, the IMCA Northern Sport Mods, where the season track championship chase is as follows. Ty Rogers on top there, with Yuma's James Dupree in the number 2 spot. Brawley's Cody Daffern sits third, with Holtville's Chris Toth fourth, and Timmy Reese rounding out the top 5. Similar look to the Fall Series in the Northern Sport Mods, where Rogers is again the leader. Miles Morris in the number 3 machine, he sits second there, with Holtville's Toth in the number 3 position. A tie with Yuma's James Dupree for that spot, and Brawley's Sean Callens rounds out your top 5 for the Fall Series in the Northern Sport Mods. Next up, the Fisher Automotive Street Stocks, where your top 5 in the track championship standings look like this. Brawley Stephen Daffern on top there, with Alpine's Mike Harlan in the 2 position. Yuma's Adolfo Noriega sits third, with Chula Vista's Manny Baldivias in the 4 spot, and Yuma's Captain Henry B sitting in the 5 position. As to the Fall Series points in the Street Stocks, still anybody's title to claim. Daffern also on top there. Chula Vista's Baldivias just 3 points back, with Yuma's Jared Hall in the number 3 position. Alpine's Harlan in the number 4 spot, and Dave Amos rounding out your top 5. Next up, the Pro Stocks, your track championship season points leaders as follows there. Lakeside's Mike Lurwill on top in the points, with Yuma's Brett Samala sitting in the 2 position. Yuma's Joe Haynes in the 3rd spot. Campo's Ed Buston in the 4 position, and Yuma's Frankie Rascone rounds out your top 5. Fall Series points for the Pro Stocks. Things look just a little bit different. Yuma's Samala, your leader in the Fall Series, with Rascone just 1 point back in second. Lurwill from out of Lakeside in the 3 position, with Haynes 4th, and Campo's Ed Buston again in the 5 spot. And finally, in the IMCA Modified, your track championship chase shakes out as follows. Imperial's Lance Murray, the points leader there, with Brawley's Russell Allen in the 2 spot. It's Steve McCullough from out of Imperial in the 3 position. Yuma's Cody Grabby 4th, and Yuma's Johnny Swenson in the 5 spot. Fall Series standings for the Modifieds, well, the top 5 look a little bit different there. Madeira's Jeff Streeter, your points leader for the Fall Series, with Imperial's McCullough in the 2 spot. The Imperial's Lance Murray sits 3rd in those standings, with Brawley's Russell Allen 4th, and Somerton's John Malloy sitting in the 5 spot. Well, that all gets us set to rock and roll tonight. Round number 13 of the 2013 Cocopah Speedway Racing Series, and race number 3 in the Cocopah Speedway Fall Series tonight at the Diamond in the Desert. While things are for the most part settled out in those track championship pursuits, the Fall Series titles, well, they remain up for grabs by a lot of hands that would sure like to take a hold on them. Next here on Laptime Live, we'll be visiting with one of the drivers who's been in the thick of the Northern Sport Mod action throughout the year. In fact, one of just 3 Sport Mod drivers to make a visit to Victory Lane in 2013. It's Holtville's Chris Toth, driver of the number 57 CT, and he is set to join us next. You're listening to Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live, presented by Cocopah Casino and by 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating.
Approved credit through AHFC. On-select models expires 10/31/13.
The Bottles year-end event is on at Yuma Honda. Lease any new Honda with 0 down, 0 security deposit, and 0 first month payment. We have a huge selection of 2013s. New 2013 Civic LX sedans with automatic, only $199 a month. The all-new 2014s are here. Lease a 2014 Accord LX sedan with automatic, only $279 a month. And low 0.9% financing for 60 months. Plus, used vehicles priced as low as $29.95. Yuma Honda, 1190 East 32nd Street, or online at yumahonda.com.
On November 11th, we pay tribute to all veterans of our nation, past and present. It's a very small token for those who have sacrificed so much for the freedoms we enjoy today. We salute all who have served this glorious nation in uniform, including those who are currently serving in the armed forces. On this Veterans Day, we ask you to honor your co-workers, neighbors, and family members who are veterans, and thank them for their service. This message brought to you by the wartime veterans of the American Legion and this station.
Sign up now for the Yuma Veterans Fund Golf Tournament coming up Saturday, November 2nd at Las Barrancas. It's an 8 a.m. shotgun start and a 2x2 blind draw net scramble. There are also excellent sponsorships available. The best part, besides all the fun you'll have, all proceeds will be donated to the Veterans Recoverable Loan Fund and will be used to benefit Yuma area veterans. For more information, please call 539-5343 or email them yuma@azfoundation.org. This event is sponsored by Jimmy D's.
No matter what type of air conditioning or heating help you need, schedule some help from 1 Hour Air Conditioning. Ready for the season? 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating can help. No AC at all? 1 Hour can help. Need help upgrading your old inefficient system? 1 Hour can help. Now's the time to schedule your annual air conditioning safety inspection for just $59. Call 1 Hour today at 783-4242. Some limitations and exclusions apply.
We're always on time. You don't play your time.
Ghouls and goblins, superheroes and sexy heroes, all are welcome October 26th to the 13th annual ASU Alumni Halloween Bash at Cocopah Casino. Come celebrate All Hallows Eve with great music, great friends, and the largest and craziest Halloween party in the Southwest. All proceeds benefit the El Diablito Book Scholarship. Adults only 21 and over. Dress to impress. There'll be several costume contests. Tickets on sale now. 246-8703 for more information. Or visit El Diablito on Facebook. Halloween at Cocopah Casino. Live the rush.
Electrical work can be needed for a whole variety of situations. Let Specialty Electric help you with all the various types of electrical work in your home. It's good to have a team of professionals who can bring your home to life. Specialty Electric not only does residential work, but does quality commercial work as well. Serving Yuma for over 30 years, Specialty Electric will be there every step of the way to ensure you'll get the quality work you deserve. For all of your electrical needs, day or night, call Specialty Electric, 783-3086, where quality is our specialty.
You're listening to Racing Radio. It's Laptime Live, presented by Cocopah Casino and by 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating here on Outlaw Country, AM 1400. Once again, I'm your host, Mike Stanhope. A special race day edition of Laptime Live as we get set for round 13 of the 2013 Cocopah Speedway Racing Series tonight, with gates open at 5 and racing at 7. And on the air with us now, it's the driver of the number 57 CT IMCA Northern Sport Mod from out of Holtville, Chris Toth, and welcome to the show this morning, Chris.
Thanks, Mike. Thank you very much for having me.
Hey, you ready to go racing tonight, man?
Yep, we're all loaded up. Just waiting to get going. We'll be over there probably around 3 o'clock.
Well, hey, appreciate you taking the time out of a busy race day. Know you do have the drive on over, so again, our thanks to you for setting aside a little time for us this morning. Want to talk, first of all, about your origins, your entry into dirt track racing. You got your start at Imperial Valley back in 2004, I believe it was, in the pure stock class. What was it like that first time out in a race car?
It was the first day, was that night out. We just threw a 77 Monte Carlo together and just spray painted some numbers on it for the turkey race, and started actually in the main event on the pole, and was actually kind of scared for the first night out, starting up front, but I think we ended up finishing 7th that night or something, and just went on from there and ran that car, I think 2 races, and that was it, and then started building some Camaros and ran Camaros ever since in that class, and just pretty much enjoyed it ever since that, and really had fun doing it.
Had you helped out with other teams crewing before them? Was that one of the things that kind of got you interested?
Yeah, well, actually, I was working security at the fairgrounds doing the races and stuff, and did that for about 2 years, and finally decided, you know what, I'm tired of just being around here watching everyone race, so they started up that entry class, the pure stock class, and I think when it first started out, there was 5 or 6 cars, and that was about it, and then got up to about 20 cars running on a daily basis, and it was a nightly basis, and it was really a fun class to run, and it was neat because you never knew which way you were going to run. They used to flip a coin if you were running straight up, or you would run opposite way, so you really couldn't set cars up, so it kind of made it fun to run the opposite way sometimes, you know?
Well, certainly, certainly fun, and certainly a way to really even out the competition.
Yeah, it did. I mean, you know, you couldn't really, you know, put any stagger or anything like, you know, a lot of casting camber on one side, so it was pretty fun, you know. I know Leonard Jones ran with us, Brent Asher started out in that class with us, Travis Dove, Ty ran with us. We actually had a pretty fun class when we had run, so it was really fun.
Well, up through 2010 at Imperial, you racked up a big bunch of main event wins, also picked up pure stock track championships, I believe, in 2008, 2009, so things have come nicely for you over the years.
Yeah, they were pretty good. I think the 2009 or 2008 championship, I ran back-to-back competing with, I believe it was one of the Daffron boys, not Steven, but Tommy, and we battled back and forth, and I think we actually ended up tying that year for a championship, and so we had a co-champion that year, and then my 2009 season, I won it outright. I believe I won 9 races in a row towards the end of the year to finish out the season. So yeah, it was a pretty good year that year. And then actually in 2009 also, we went up to Verona and ran just the summer season up there with them just while we were off down here. And I ended up finishing 8th in total points that year. I hit a couple of double point races during the summer and won one race, and I finished second in a couple, and I think a 3rd and an 8th was my worst finish up there. So it was pretty good that year on racing. So
I would have to sit back and say you have had a lot of fun with it throughout.
Yes, it's been great. And I, you know, now into the next class, you know, ran the mod once Yuma started up, and we really enjoyed it, and now into the sport mod. So
we're talking with Chris Toth on this special race day edition of Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live. Racing Radio brought to you by Cocopah Casino and by 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating. We'll resume our conversation with Chris in just a moment.
Cocopah Speedway. Fun. Local stars racing under Arizona skies. See your favorite drivers this Saturday night. Fast cars, fresh air, food, fun for the whole family. Tickets on sale now at the Cocopah Casino gift shop and local area Napa stores. Gates open at 5 p.m. Cocopah Speedway. The fastest way to family fun. US 95 and County 15 and at CocopahSpeedway.com.
Hey everybody, it's the Built Ford Tough sales event. This is your chance to save big on F-150 and Super Duty. Head to your Arizona Ford dealers today for amazing deals on a huge assortment of fuel-sipping trucks with powerful EcoBoost technology. Now, for a limited time only, you can get F-150 or Super Duty with 0% financing for 60 months. That's right, an F-150 or Super Duty with 0% financing for 60 months. You don't want to miss these deals. The Built Ford Tough sales event ends soon, so hurry in. Visit your Arizona Ford dealers today for a test drive, or go to yourlocalforddealers.com for more information. Ford F-150, Built Ford Tough. 60 months at $16.67 per month for $1,000 financed, regardless of down payment. Not all buyers will qualify for Ford credit financing. Take new retail delivery from dealer stock by 11/4/13. See dealer for residency restrictions, qualifications, and complete details.
More than 2.5 million women in America are affected by breast cancer. Together, day by day, we're painting a brighter picture, and it's beautiful. Thanks to the support of the Safeway Foundation, Stand Up to Cancer, and you, so many women are living to embrace a new day. When you buy this limited edition bag, you're giving $2 to the cause and supporting vital research for a cure. Join the Safeway Foundation and Stand Up to Cancer. With your help, we're creating a brighter tomorrow.
Rodeo was a window into our western past that quickly became a unique and exciting sport. The tradition of rodeo was well preserved in our region thanks to the efforts of former and present-day Yuma JCs. The Silver Spur Rodeo was the largest project of the Yuma JCs, which began in 1946. Just a small piece of our rich heritage of rodeo heroes. The Yuma JC Silver Spur Rodeo continues to grow as the tradition is kept for future generations and the continued support of the Yuma community.
Brought to you by Z93 and Outlaw Country.
Mark your calendars for the 18th annual Yuma County Probation Halloween Crime Prevention Event. The probation guys have partnered with the Yuma County Library District to bring you an afternoon of fun Wednesday, October 30th from 3 to 6 p.m. The event will be held at the main library in the Centennial Heritage area, and everyone is invited. They will have free prizes, free games, and fun for the entire family, plus trick-or-treat bags while they last. Trick-or-treat! If you'd like more information on attending or participating, call 329-2210. That's 329-2210. We hope to see you at the library on October 30th for lots of fun. Happy Halloween!
It's Racing Radio here on Outlaw Country AM 1400. Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live, presented by Cocopah Casino and by 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating. We resume our conversation now with Holtville's Chris Toth, driver of the number 57 CT IMCA Northern Sport Mod. And Chris, we were talking a little bit about you jumping into the ranks of the modifieds at Cocopah back in 2011. In fact, a third in track points in the modifieds in 2012. Now, 2013 marked your jump into the Northern Sport Mods. What prompted you into that class?
Well, when I ran the mod division, I was just on a low-budget motor. I didn't really have a big motor like everyone else and a lot of money in it. And I ended up, in January of this year, we went to Casa Grande to run a race, and I was still in an A mod at that time. And the first weekend out, I blew 2 motors, and it really was going to set my budget way back to continue racing. So me and Lance at MRT talked it over, and we decided to go ahead and convert my A mod over to a sport mod and go ahead and just buy the crate motor and go that way with it, and that just allowed me to keep going ahead and racing.
And that's one of the goals of the Northern Sport Mods. The fun factor is certainly still there. The speed is still there, but able to do so more affordably.
Yes, it is. It's, and I think there's going to be a lot more cars coming out. I'm hoping, by the first year, we're running 15 to 18 cars on a, nightly show, and I think it's very well possible. I've heard a lot of people talking about, building cars still and getting them out there, so it'll be great, to have the competitiveness out there.
Steady progress to see that, and that's something we all look forward to. Started off just a teeny bit slow at the beginning of the year, but then you kind of took off like a rocket. You and Ty Rogers have had some pretty good battles, and a number of other drivers in the Northern Sport Mods also stepping it up. Got to be fun to be running when the competition gets closer and closer each time out.
Yeah, no, that class is definitely, the last couple of races, Ty had a couple of years over us in the Sport Mod running back in the Midwest and stuff, and Sport Mod drives was totally different than an A Mod because you don't got as much power behind it to turn the car through the corners and stuff, so it's a lot more of a momentum, to keep it going, to get it through the corners. So, started off a little slow, but started getting my rhythm again and got a couple heat race wins, and then finally got my first main event win, and been willing off the heat race wins, still looking to keep those main event wins going. But, the class is really getting tough. But, just from the last race, you can see, there's, 6 or 7 of us that can run up front, no problem, as long as we do our homework and keep our cars in tip-top shape.
Absolutely a blast to watch, you guys. I got to tell you that flat out. Where do you see yourself another year or two from now, or 5 years from now?
Probably a couple years. I think I'm going to stay where I'm at with the Sport Mod. I hope we can keep that class building, and hopefully, with our car count and Greg helping promote that we can get some of the other Arizona tracks to commit to the Sport Mod series and be able to run at, other local, tracks in Arizona that, we can run at. 5 years down the road, I wouldn't mind getting back into an A-mod again. It's just depending on funding and my business. I'm self-employed, so when money's good, you know, and there's a lot of work, sometimes I don't have the time to race, and I have got to do the work. So it just depends on how things work out.
That is a big balancing act, running your own business and then the full-time job on top of the full-time job, that, of course, being prep and feeding of a race car, so to speak. No, there's some other folks who are big helps to you as well.
Yes, Lance and Aaron Murray at MRT, they've helped me out a lot. I mean, when I first got into an A-mod, we were talking about building a street stock, and they told me, well, why don't you just jump in the A-mod and run this thing and see what you think? And since I got in it, I never wanted to get out of it, so they helped me out a lot. My mom and dad helped me out with my motor and the new Sport Mod, and my wife, you know, without her, it would be hard for me to be out here every day working in the shop and working on the car. And my kids, they come to the races and support me, and the rest of the fans that go out and support not only me, but the track itself is just awesome over there.
Without the fans, none of us would be doing what we love.
Yes, that's true.
Chris, I want to thank you ever so much for taking the time to talk with us today on this special race day edition of Laptime Live, and best of luck to you tonight. We certainly look forward to seeing you in action.
Okay, thank you very much, Mike.
All right, thank you, Chris. Well, lots to watch out for and plenty to see as the 2013 Cocopah Speedway Racing Series is back in action tonight. All 5 divisions at the Diamond in the Desert. Cocopah Speedway again tonight, also marking race number 3 in the Cocopah Speedway Fall Series. Lots of other activities ongoing around the complex of facilities that include Cocopah Speedway at Cocopah Casino, and here to tell us more about them, good morning to you, Anna Corpus.
Events to tell you about. Wild River invites you to celebrate its 4th anniversary and Halloween by making a visit to its haunted house. The theme is Wicked Clowns, so it is sure to spook you. The haunted house opened last night and runs until the 31st. Hours are 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. and there's a $5 entrance fee. Now the fee is only for the haunted house and not for entrance to Wild River. Across the street at Cocopah Casino tonight is the 13th annual El Diablito ASU Alumni Chapter Halloween Bash. Gates open at 8 p.m. There will be a costume contest for scariest, best couple, most original, and sexiest. Tickets are $15 pre-sale and $20 at the door. All proceeds benefit the ASU El Diablito Book Scholarship Fund. You must be 21 years or older to attend. And if you prefer daytime activities, why not golf? At Rio Colorado Golf Course and Grill in Somerton, play 9 holes with cart and lunch for $20 or 18 holes with cart and lunch for $25. Rio is open Wednesday through Sunday from dawn until 1 p.m. And Cocopah Bend RV and Golf Resort is overseeding the back 9 holes, but the front 9 holes and the driving range are open. Rates are $25 for 2 people in cart, $20 for 1 person in cart, or $15 for 1 person walking. So go out there and enjoy your weekend.
Thank you very much, Anna, and we'll look forward to seeing you again next weekend. And remember, for more information on the Cocopah family of entertainment facilities, simple as stopping in at www.cocopah.com. Just follow the links to your favorite place. As to happenings at Cocopah Speedway, well, just as easy. All you have to do is stop in at cocopahspeedway.com. Make sure you also like us on Facebook and Twitter. Online ticketing now available through cocopahspeedway.com, and advance tickets also available, of course, through Napa Auto Parts and the Cocopah Casino gift shop. Hey, remember, too, when you're at the racetrack, you can bring the action even closer via your smartphone or tablet with live lineups, scoring, and results. You can hook up through CocopahLive.com and at MyLaps.com, or make it even easier, just go through CocopahSpeedway.com, where you'll find the links to both applications. Race night in the desert, round 13 of the Cocopah Speedway Racing Series, race number 3 in the Fall Series, all set for launch tonight out at the Diamond in the Desert. You've been listening to Cocopah Speedway's Laptime Live, presented by Cocopah Casino and by 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating. Hey, we'll be back with more next Saturday morning, 11 a.m., here on Outlaw Country, AM 1400.